Hi, my name is Boye Fajinmi. I attended the Creative Minds programs in Cannes, Toronto, and Sundance from 2009 to 2011.
Kane is in the building.
My internship with Industry Entertainment was a definite learning experience, and it was my very first internship period. So for me, it was learning how to cater to the executive and talk to her and learn from her. So I was really doing errands, but I was excited too. I was learning about the festival and the people, and it was great. And I still keep in touch with her today. So I found out through the grapevine that Creative Minds was also offering a program in Toronto. I decided that this would be a great opportunity to learn more about the industry in a hands-on way. So I had found out about William Morris Endeavor, which is one of the biggest talent agencies, if not the biggest talent agencies in the world, and decided that this would be a great opportunity for me to go work for them in Toronto. I learned a lot from my internship with WME, but ultimately I learned that you really have to operate at a different level to be a part of this game that is filmmaking in Hollywood. After doing the Creative Minds in Toronto program with WME, I knew that I wanted to work with them after I graduated. My graduation was coming up, so I was starting to strategize and figure out how I was going to do that, and I figured what better way than to go to the Sundance Film Festival with them. And I drove out and I did another internship with them in the snow. At Sundance, the people at WME were starting to give me more responsibility in my job, which was awesome for me because I started to see that they were starting to trust me more. I was starting to know them, and things were looking good, or starting to look good, at the possibility for me to have a job upon my graduation. After Sundance, it was my last semester, senior year, and I knew I was about to graduate, and I'd planned on going to Cannes one more time. I decided to work for WME one more time because I knew I had developed this relationship with them across 3 film festivals already, and this was the opportunity to kind of close the deal and hopefully secure something after I graduated. I'm graduated back in LA after Cannes, and WME calls me for an interview. I go in, they tell me to read this book, The Mailroom. I literally read it and finish it in one night. I call them the next day and I tell them this is what I want to do, and she says it's yours. And I was really cool and chill over the phone. I'm like, yeah, like, okay, cool, awesome, when do I start? Hung up the phone, and I probably yelled and called 20 people. The most excited I've ever been. I just had spent a full year's worth of my time investing in this company and really, really wanting to be a part of the industry, and it paid off. And I would have never had that opportunity if I wasn't physically at these film festivals with them by way of Creative Minds. My first year at WME was not easy, but it was such an awesome experience to have. I learned so much. I learned how to be organized. I learned how to propel things forward. I made countless numbers of relationships with various assistants and creative executives and agents around the town. I learned essentially how to create projects, how the deal works, how money flows, who the players were. I learned how to identify great talent. The list goes on. But my first year at WME was very pinnacle to taking me to where I am now. Although my experience working at WME was challenging and amazing at the same time, I felt and knew in my heart that I didn't really want to be an agent. I still wanted to be very pinnacle and creative in the industry, but I didn't feel that this role was where I wanted to go. So about a year after I'd started at WME, I decided to look for other opportunities. I went to the Toronto Film Festival with the support of Creative Minds, and while I was out there, I met a Paramount executive who had presented to me an awesome opportunity to be an assistant to one of the presidents at the studio. So my first year, I was doing triple the work I was at a talent agency. And I think really it was attributed to the person I was working for. We were essentially running 3 divisions. I was now an assistant for someone very high on the food chain, so a lot of my work felt very delegatory. I don't even know if that's a word, but what was really cool is I kind of felt like almost like her right hand, because I had to disseminate all information and coordinate all three of her departments. I got to be creative, I got to give my notes, I got to meet people that were also creative and jive off of them, but it really took my professional career to the next level because I was starting to understand what management looked like, how to lead a team and grow an organization. Currently at Paramount, I run research in both the television, digital divisions and our micro-budget divisions at the studio. Essentially, it's my role to look at behavioral insights, ratings, trends, numbers and analytics, new business opportunities, and just kind of really it's integrating myself with all of our departments and the people in order to pinpoint where we should be investing our time in business. While working at Paramount, I've had the opportunity to be involved with a lot of different projects, some on the marketing side, some on the production side. Burning Love, which was a really huge, big hit web series, Transformers, World War Z, Noah, this really awesome found footage film coming out this year called Welcome to Yesterday. So I'm a couple years into my professional career, and I would say I've learned a lot, but there's still so much more to learn. But I think one thing definitely has to be said and understood, and it's that a lot of the opportunity that I have now, a lot of the knowledge that I have now, a lot of the relationships that I have now are because of the program that I've been able to go to through the Creative Mind group, and the relationships of still keeping in touch even with the group has been priceless. My name is Boye Fajinmi, and I'm living the dream.